Alright, so we're rolling tape here. Is the tape rolling? Alright. Music became a part of my life really early. My grandma played organ quite frequently. I remember listening to her as a little boy. My grandma watched me a lot. My dad just kind of went to work a lot, and he's a single dad, so he went out trying to find me a new mom a lot. So I kind of hung out with Grandma and Grandpa a lot more so Grandma than anyone, and she was into painting and into playing organ and that kind of thing. Her music was pretty old taste, but it influenced me at a young age to appreciate music a little bit more. And I remember Grandma and Grandpa tried to get me to play violin in grade school and stuff, and I just never really wanted to play an instrument, and it just didn't appeal to me. And I remember in high school, probably sophomore year, my dad was dating this chick, and she had a red guitar, an old beat-up red electric guitar that she wanted to sell my dad, and my dad kind of wanted to learn, so he bought it for me and was going to get me some lessons in hopes that I could teach him. So he got me this $100 red Kramer electric guitar, and it was actually a pretty good guitar. Unfortunately, it got stolen a little while ago, but whatever. Kind of sad. But I always listened to the radio, and my dad was into classic rock pretty much. You know, we'd always listen to, oh man, I can't remember the radio station. Really popular one in Los Angeles. And always listen to the Mighty Met and stuff like that. But it's mostly classic rock, you know. Really influenced me. The Doors, Pink Floyd, Jefferson Airplane, Vanilla Fudge, you know, stuff like that, you know, Beatles up. And that's kind of how music became part of my life. My dad buying me that guitar, and I screwed around with it for a while and never even learned how to tune it or anything. And finally, KLOS is a really, really great classic rock radio station, and you know, they played a lot of good music there. So that's kind of how I got into music on that part. Some of my biggest musical influences would be some modern bands like Radiohead, the way that they create their sounds and the way their song structures and the boundaries that they break is just really amazing to me, and I really appreciate the things that they push. Then also Smashing Pumpkins. I love the way that their songs sound. They have this great big full thick sound, and their builds that they have in there, the ability to take things up and down, their dynamics, really blows me away. Then The Cure, the way that they get emotions wrought out of you just by the sounds, their tones of their guitars and their song structures is really cool. Sonic Youth, their reckless abandon with guitar, their ability to mesh noise and melody, make them coexist peacefully, is just awesome to me. Neil Young, the songs he writes, his ability to transform from album to album, he just doesn't care about anything. He just writes music for himself, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. His catalog is extremely extensive, so most people are bound to find something out of that. And plus, he can't sing that great. It kind of gives me some hope, you know, him and Bob Dylan both. Then also Pink Floyd is just incredible. Just their songwriting is just awesome. I love what they come up with, the way their melodies weave in and out of their notes of their guitars, and their ability to come up with just the coolest sounding stuff, and you know, their effects is awesome. One of my favorite new bands is a band called She Wants Revenge. They're kind of a goth 80s new wave type of sound, but more modern. They use a lot of drum machines and loops, and maybe that's kind of why I like them a lot, because I have some hope that I won't need an actual drummer to put together some music and still make it sound good. Well, one thing that might surprise people about me, no one really knows me on Acid Planet that much, so it's kind of hard to say. I'm sure there's lots of things that might surprise people. Well, I guess musically, I don't really like my own voice. No, it has a funny tonality to it, strange timbre, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Some people seem to think it's good, so I don't know. I don't have any other way to sing, so I just sing the way I do and hope that it comes out good. I know I need some vocal lessons, and I need to work on my pitch. I've got some problems there. I try. It's pretty tough, but I do what I can do. As far as how long I've been recording original music and how it's been progressing, I guess I started in '93 once I moved out of Dad's house and moved into a little trailer. I got myself a Tascam Porta 4, drove up to Hollywood and the Guitar Center and bought myself one of those little babies, like $100 I think it was. You have to use regular cassette, record 2 tracks at a time. Had really crappy mics, didn't really know what I was doing. Pretty new to music. Listening back to some of that stuff, it was pretty bad, pretty bad. I listened to how I sang then. I've gotten a lot better. I liked the direction I was going into with some of my old songs. It's pretty original sounding stuff, so that I like, but the rest of it, not too much. So it's growing beyond my wildest high school dreams as far as how it's progressed now. I never thought that I'd ever be able to have music sound as thick and full as I have now, and it's not even that great right now, but it's way better than I ever thought it was going to be. So as far as how I began posting my work on Acid Planet, I got the program for Christmas by my fiance's parents. They bought it for me. Sorry, I had to chug one down. I got it, and I was looking at it during Christmas, and I wasn't happy with it initially, looking at it in the box, and because it said it was a loop-based program, and said I really couldn't record anything original with it. I had to use loops, so I didn't think I was going to like it, but playing with it, it lets me record pretty much for as long as I want. I've never run into any issues with it, so I'm digging it, and I like the loops now with it, and I like being able to make my own drum loops and things like that. It's a pretty cool program. I'm really enjoying it. So once I started playing around with it, I just started saying, hey, I need to get back into recording. I took a really long hiatus from doing anything musically, and this has really gotten me back into it.
Together.